I already know what you're thinking. You're thinking you don't have the time and is it worth it? Well, let's start with the first one. No, you don't have the time, and here's why. Get your pen and paper. We're going to start this secret sauce very early. Number one, you don't have the time because you're operating at a level that requires too much of you in your actual role. So what do I mean? You're in every conference, you're in every meeting, you're talking to your peers, you've been put on projects, plans, and or initiatives that really don't require your feedback and or your input. And so since you're in every conversation, every meeting, or every discussion, that means you're overthinking, you're overworking, and you're overcompensating, meaning you're trying to prove yourself because you feel like you don't have the time, when in fact you have enough time. You just need to have some boundaries. That is not a time problem, my friend. That is a leadership identity problem. That means that your leadership is misaligned with actually who you are on the inside, meaning your core values have not linked up with what you're displaying on the outside, i.e., your executive presence. If your leadership was aligned, you do things differently. That means your decisions would be quicker. That means you wouldn't be in every meeting. That means you're not a firefighter. That means that you have set up boundaries so that you can actually have enough time. Now, let's move on to the second one. You're not sure if it's worth it. The reason you're asking, is it worth it, is because you've been taught to measure value the wrong way. And when we talk about value, quite often one says, oh, am I going to get tips? Will I learn something new? That is surface level thinking. I want you to think a little bit differently. Get your pen and paper. You have surface level thinking. The real question you need to ask yourself when you come into the class is, do I finally see what's holding me back in my leadership, in my 9 to 5 in corporate world? Why do I say that? Because most people don't have a skill issue. They don't have a hustle issue. They don't have a I need a job issue. You have the job. You don't have to prove yourself. The challenge here is, if you're inside the bottle, you can't read the instructions and or the ingredients, which means you have something in your blind spot. And let me tell you what's in your blind spot. Since you don't have a skill problem, visibility, influence, and scaling your leadership is all in your blind spot. You're performing. And as long as you are performing, you will never, ever, ever perceive the value that you will actually get in the masterclass that's on March 28th. Since you can't read the instructions from inside the bottle and it's a gap, that gap is costing you opportunities, it's costing you your level up, it's costing you authority, and it's costing you growth. Boom. So let me explain this to you. On March 28th, we're digging in. We're not doing fluff. We're talking about leadership identity. We're talking about executive presence. We're talking about how you're going to influence and then how you're going to scale your leadership. All of those pieces on March 28th at 4 o'clock. I'm trying to understand why you still sitting there and you haven't gotten your seat, because this isn't for everyone. This is for the leader who knows that they are missing out on opportunities and they're ready to stop operating as a firefighter. Like, comment, follow. Don't get waitlisted. Happy leader.